Welcome, welcome. Where do you stay, by the way?
In Ipaja.
Ipaja. So let me put it here. Hopefully, they'll be able to compute this for me for your next part. David.
Yes, sir.
I've seen you slay 2 Goliaths so far. I suspect perhaps the biggest of those Goliaths is now in front of you. Okay. Yeah. So, are your stones ready?
Yeah, so I've been taking each battle as they come. My manager at Teta says compartmentalize every victory. So,
Brilliant. Oh yeah, let's get to business. Gentlemen, are you ready? Lagos, this is the bone of superstar players like Martha and Ronaldo are holding national teams hostage with their president. Are they or are they not? Prosper argues that legends can sometimes overstay their welcome, stunning a few of them. David defends their concept. Experience is a gift, not a prison. Are we honoring greatness or being held back by it? The better battle in this battle. Are you ready, John?
yes.
Prosper girls. Superstar players like Martha and Ronaldo national teams hostage with their players. You say they are. It's us. 2 minutes. Let's start.
Staff ballers are like armed men, and their weapon is their gun. This their gun is their presence in the national team. Because as long as they are present in the national team would always, there's this pressure on the coach to always pick them to play games. And this pressure comes even if players are already declining in performances. Coaches are always under pressure to pick them. One of the issues leads John Melo abuse because, according to say, he had a home player who wants to play ahead, and he caused a rift between them. So this kind of over-reliance on this kind of stifle evolution, diversity in tactics. It stifles the growth of young players from moving forward. This reliance on them is not good for the national team because this can make them have power. It becomes a power play between the coach and the players, and this player can form a power, which means that they can decide if it stays or if it goes, and can even decide teams and which player starts or which player doesn't. This can affect the national. For example, Robert Lewandowski the other day said he was not going to play for the Polish national team unless their manager, which is Michał Probasz, was no more the manager. And what happened yesterday? We got breaking news. Michał Probasz has resigned. Why? Because of Robert Lewandowski. So Lewandowski has won. It's a power play. Why? Because Lewandowski is a legend, he's a shooter of Poland. How long is he going to play? He's 36 already. But now he's determining what happened in the national team.
Thank you very much. Opening by Prosper, businessman and health worker. Now to the turn of his opponent, David, the sportscaster and coding instructor from Ipaja. David, for 2 minutes, let's have your opener.
Now, superstar players are not born out of thin air. They are born out of a true combination of their innate talents, hard work, dedication, professionalism, and then time and tested performances all at their highest level, and then their impact on and off the field. I'm sure we are tempted to now think that these players with their advantage, they are losing their legs, but we need to remember that as they are losing their legs with age, they are reinforcing their minds with experience. So experience is something that you cannot place value on it. Team managers who have with national team discovered that without their experience, we go far. I remember in 2020 at the Olympics, 34-year-old coach of the national team. She was younger than most of the players in that squad, most especially the most talented player in that squad, the superstar, Christine Sinclair, a player with over 300 experience on of the men and women's game, 197 years. She had been tempted out to pressure and chase the start of the team, but she learned on her, and that led to their historic gold medal at the Olympics, the first national, both men and women. So, Lionel Scaloni in 2022 at the World Cup. He could have been tempted to ditch Messi. Everybody saw a 35-year-old player. He saw 35-year-old Messi, battle-hardened and scarred from all of the tournaments he has been to. And we talk about them as holding them also, as they use them as conduit to channel energy for the rest of the team. We saw how the Argentina like the boots in the goalkeeper, they like Red talk about how they're going to ball Messi in the field. We saw recently, just last week, Robert Martinez about to end of the pressure. Everybody saw 40-year-old player. He saw 40-year-old Ronaldo had gone 6 World Cups, 6 European championships with over 100 plus goals in the national team, the most of every player in the men's. And that player scored in the quarter-final for him, scored in the semi-final, the winning goal, and scored in the final. I'm sure if Ronaldo was not injured in that final, he would have seen the rest of that game. Those kind of experiences you cannot buy. You cannot put it in. You cannot buy it in the market.
Thank you very much. I told you it was a battle worthy of a final. Brilliant minds. Guys, let's go into the banter round right away for 5 minutes or so. Are you ready, gentlemen? David, you set the date. Your 5 minutes start now.
Yeah, you talked about the example of Mikel Obi. The fact that Mikel Obi outlasted Sunday Olise in the national team tells you that his importance to national team, even for the coming generation. What is suffering Nigeria is suffering right now? Let's go one side. Let's give a yeah, but you cheat them out.
Wait now, Ronaldo is 40. Ronaldo is 40.
I think even
is he going to when is this one? Let me remind you.
You did that when that's behind.
I'm going to give to work up in the round of 6 Switzerland. Ronaldo was and Goncalo Ramos. He bagged the hat-trick.
In the round of 16.
Yes, he bagged the hat-trick.
The following round, what happened? In what happened against Mo?
They went out.
It was because not been tested at the level.
No, see.
This is about to happen. You can't just how do you buy that experience in the market?
Ronaldo are stopping from.
You can't say that.
Because
you cannot say that because he kept on winning with him in that squad. This Nation League is the perfect example of how
Diego Jota will retire before Cristiano Ronaldo. If you continue like this,
Ronaldo has more goals for the Portugal national team than all of the members of the squad put together. Where would you buy those goals from?
Have legend and
fine. Those guys can. But when the division is
we have
Croatia keep going into every tournament as favorites because of Lukaku. Now remove more from that team.
The first player don't have to stay forever.
These guys are not the names who are going to lead the next generation of Croatia.
See, okay, what would you talk the kind of power they have?
You talk about police more than one manager.
He's 36 years
old. Wanted to play.
Is he going to
play? I thought professionalism. You took the super because the professionalism.
So
more than those 2 decades.
Okay, remember Euro before around 2004. Yeah. Luis Figo was playing the which Ronaldo liked playing. Luis Figo retired and Ronaldo tried playing here. He left it for him.
He left it when his time come.
Would Ronaldo get your
my case is not that actually they are but look at that not play for too long. When he was not ready,
they're immodest. Just to accept that they're declining. And Ronaldo is declining. When was he named in the Ballon d'Or last? FIFA World Best. When last did he come?
That is not the true measure of their contribution.
That's the measure. If he's doing well, he will be there.
You are measuring what off you.
So it's not anything. Or you're not going to do that. Even if practically they play for Ronaldo. This is Ronaldo. Everybody in that team have ball is looking for. Nobody wants to be innovative with the field.
Because
was his we were second the game. They were every same point around 9 points. When now that also affected the Belgium team. He has so much fast.
Why did I blame somebody who something is yours?
He wants to retire. He wants to because Ronaldo is there. You don't play himself. Ronaldo is there. Ronaldo is there. There's a power and the chance to always play him.
Roberto Martinez you talked about
he will be ahead of any other player because they feel like he is not the sketch when you have his presence is not ready.
All right. Thank you very much. The banter round has ended. Well, I did miss banter round. Thank you very much for that particular bit. Once again, superstar players like Martha and Ronaldo, are they holding national teams hostage with their presence? Prosper says they are. Not quite. They are not. It's an interesting matter between the businessman and health worker from back and the sportscaster and code instructor. But let's now go to this conversion, the end of this subject. The close up between Prosper and David. Prosper, 2 minutes, 8 view is now.
Most of my staff usually have sense of overinflated self. And this between the managers and between them and fellow players. The whole tactics of the team is for them. The team plays for them, like Portugal. They play for Ronaldo. Don't forget, when he was not there, during the team won he used. He's not going final. They won. So they can actually do without them. But Ronaldo has come out and say, I have resigned to give release from being in that state. Because as long as he makes himself available for pain, he will be player me as up. Diego Jota is getting old. Don Carlos was 21 then. But now he's no longer on. This is again, Ronaldo is already 40. Would he play that game with the stick? This superstar top, remember the England old generation? What happened? Why anything? Because of superstar players. Doesn't know to should this partner this you this person is a problem. You start this problem. This is the power they have over their team. And such powers be left to they should by their own desires. I will leave national to give national team a chance at time now. This is retired. He left France as cup. If Ronaldo leaves Portugal, who said he will not win anything? Were they not in the final of the Euros before he became their big star? Yes, so that means when he leaves or he stays, they put players to perform. So superstar players are modest and they don't want to admit that they are declining in performances, and it affects the team because when your superstar player is declining in performance, the other players affect, and you see that the team who declining man is still being played. How would you feel if you're a player in that sport?
Thank you very much, Prosper. Rest your case. Literally so. Over to your opponent, David. David, you have two. Maybe you should use them, and let's see how time.
Now, why is it easy to talk about how players and impact is reduced on field, but they offer intangible that cannot be, but it's what you to consider. Talked about now, I want to spread the question wider. Janda went to the work for Cameroon at 38 years old in 1990. He was best to them to first ever African nation gets what in 1894 they called him again. He became old and the world at 31. That's the generation of American because somebody look like some up somebody. That's the generation we saw that body who won the Champions League, who has won medal Chelsea. He played for one. He even played with his son at a point. Gave rise to the next generation, a nation of 300,000 producers like consulting. Guys like the final bills. Each of 100,000 people. Now we are seeing Georgia. Give it a on the back of like the guy won Champions League with AC Milan. He has somebody to call on. Kaka Balasa played it until he was 39-40 for the Georgia national team. He looked up to the players might have impact strength in their legs with advancing years, but impact their mind, something that you need to sit down right. Any manager does not see this as an hostage situation is to work. Rather see them as conduit, see them as just put them as a totem and tell the rest of the guys this is that we take from, and you see the achievement of guys who are teams that I'm talking about teams who actually won. We saw Brazil, the 1970 World Cup. Pele was their best player, right? But they had Carlos Alberto Torres. He missed the World Cup in 1966, which they didn't get to the final. When he came back in 1970, he gave it down. He was right after that point and led to the World Cup in 1970. We saw in 1917, pointing of his powers. There was temptation to but when he wanted the World Cup in 1970. We saw either Gerd Müller and in 1970 but they led the national team to another World Cup.
Thank you very much, Dave. Take a big battle luck to the judges. This is killing from sitting up like the audience enjoy myself too much. Prosper with superstar players like Martha Ronaldo are holding national teams hostage with their presence. Are they? Are not. Process they are. Davids they are not. They've you out. I'm just waiting for these two in it. Well, I think my first snippet of interest. Did benefit.
Guys to go you know, it was incredible. I was coming through. I was wondering where was part of statistics out that Ronaldo was injured, and that's one. He used to sign up with injured start. I mentioned the closing remarks. He came through with that Ronaldo. I thought that was also was fantastic. You know, I thought the fact that he also went to these other miniature nations, with all due respect to them from a footballing perspective, Iceland, Gudjonsson, Georgia, and co was Kakalatse. Just took me back to the AC Milan. Was great. You know, the only little dents for him was, and I know it was because he was, you know, you have too much in your head sometimes. He corrected it by saying about some 8 mentioned on this. Yeah. But I knew that was much probably 6 of the twos.
Yeah, I think I'll say him. I think you know, up until that final round was fire from David, of course, coming through like that. I mean, if you first start playing, means you have something. Prosper, I can understand it. Yeah, superstar player, but you should know when somebody confused, to be honest, because the point that David was countering, and with that point David bringing, Prosper also was giving amples, but at the end, it's down to fine margins, to be honest. For me personally, it was down to fine margins. I'm not going to say my call can reveal it all went off me, and what, you know, actually influenced my dislove. The energy, even though it was like a gentleman's argument, you know, no high tempo, no shouting down on each other. You allowed each other talk, and then, of course, you also made your points as well. So that's a great thing. And at the end, somebody has to go, and somebody has to continue. Femi, You have my results. You tell them who goes and who stays.
Hey, backup boy, who goes? Without you.
Who goes there?
Who goes?
All right, thank you very much. David, your thoughts?
David.
Tony.
This is the funny thing about the brain. We're like, I at this point, I probably need to kill David.
Tony, commercials.
Not this David, by the way.
Yeah? He shocked me.
Yeah, I mean, 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the power of FOD.
Tony.
For me, I'm on I don't know the levels I'm on. I'm just going to not say anything. All right. You have my scorecard.
I do.
So let Lagos know.
I do.
I mean, are we going to go like that? You've been teaching other people.
You know, we don't have.
When you see you are like a superstar that set example. Now you want to go like that. Maintain that standard.
We have 4 battles tonight. All right. So, I mean, the moment I delve into, I mean,
But just they want to know.
No.
Explore.
Let's go. Miracle.
Interesting.
You know that song? Yeah. Tony, you should give me some.
Over 10.
Well, just can sing, you know.
Well done. Sing.
I don't believe that. No.
When did I start lying to you?
No, times you told me overdose. Will you keep quiet?
That was one day you are sounding like a frog now. What will I do? Beautiful Nuga once told me everybody can sing. Everyone can sing. It's just people set the standard for me. There's nobody can sing. If you want to follow standards, then good luck. Stress yourself out. But everybody has a range in which they can sing. But not those people who go, if you want my 10%, something like this. This is fun people who go to give comment all this music. Give me now. Nigerian Idol. Some people just go there to do comedy.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe
the auditions.
I don't believe that thing is real. Some of them I see some people just pay them to clown around. All right, Lagos. Here result. It's a close contest. George Sozis 10-10 and 10-10. It's a draw for Shuma. Judge Tony scores this 10-10, 10-10, 10-9. Vivid in the closing round. Leads by 1. Judge Padus scores 10-10, 10-10, 10-8. For by split. And so, undefeated and fan battle 4. Take it to the corner. That is red. Congratulations, David. 90-87. Within the margins, it came down only to the closing round. There was nothing, not much between the two of you. It came down to the closing round. Congratulations, David. Well done.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the judges. I mean, I knew I was in for a battle. People kept on reminding me all throughout the week. They were telling me that you need to do even more than you have ever done. And I knew I had to. And I'm thankful my best was enough tonight.
Prosper. Promising prosper. You were brilliant as usual. But on this occasion, David matched fire for fire. There was a reason why I said this would be. From the moment I saw that draw, I knew we were in for a spectacular night. How do you feel?
I'm fine. I followed every battle. Like I've listened to every single one of the battles. So, so when David, I knew it was going to be difficult, and it is, and it's difficult. But I see a chance to go on, right?
There is,
of course. So
there is a fight chance and a voting chance. It's not up to the audience. Audience is to you. Do you want to keep in the contest? You want to go to fiets.com/fan battle, fickets.com/fan battle, ikets.com/fan battle. Just go there and buy him a ticket to the round of 12. You would see where they have it written, the type of ticket you want. Click on that dialog box and it will bring his name out for Prosper. Okay, already we've seen Remy go down tonight. Only one of Remy or Prosper will be there. So the vote now between Prosper and Remy, it is whoever you vote for that will progress. Once again, fickets.com/fan battle. And for those of us who say they would prefer that we give them an account, we did send an yesterday, and it's on X. On X. Okay.
Pinned on X.
It's pinned on X.
Yeah.
Is that the Fat G account?
Yeah.
The Femi and the Gang. If you're on Twitter, on X, go to @FatGOfficial or just type Femi and the Gang. @FatGOfficial. You will see it pinned there. But just be sure, I will fill it out again. Where is it? Okay. It is a Providus bank account. Providus bank account. 130-5620. Once again, Providus bank account. Providus bank. 130-50-8620. It's sports account. And you vote. If you can spot any one of these people that gives you one vote. One person who want to vote for is Remy. Okay, and you can get them as many. We'll just put it into the fickets.com, and if you buy it at 5,000, you buy 100 books at 5,000. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Don't forget to sponsor one of the tents. You also find out. And if you feel that you don't want to vote for any of the tents, but just want battle, put it in the fan toolship. That's all. That means you don't want content, but you want. We will caps week so that everybody can. And if you mind, just say on so that with you, I feel obliged to say thank you to you. 130-20 back. Oh guys, let's break. We'll back long 8 plus house cleaning.
Check out Facebook at